3765 by Busey relating to the establishment of a supply of luggage by the Department of Family and Protective Services for the transport of the personal belongings of a foster child.
The chair recognizes Mr. Busey to explain the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, House Bill 3765 would require the Department of Family and Protective Services to procure, distribute, and maintain inventory of luggage for use when transporting personal belongings of foster children. Too often, children entering and transitioning within the foster care system are abruptly taken from their homes and provided a trash bag by a state agency to pack up all of their belongings. Texas, we can do better for these kids, and that's what this bill aims to do. I believe we have an amendment.
The following amendment, the clerk read the amendment.
Amendment by Harris of Anderson.
The chair recognizes Mr. Harris of Anderson to explain the amendment.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, this amendment just ensures that the luggage, and to be clear, luggage is a duffel bag in most cases, but that it would remain the property of the child that it's given to, and it's acceptable to the author.
Mr. Harris of Anderson sent an amendment. The amendment is acceptable to the author. The objection to the adoption amendment. The chair hears none. The amendment is adopted. The chair recognizes Mr. Busey to close on the bill.
Mr. Speaker, I move passage.
The question occurs on passing engrossment to HB 3765. The chair recognizes Mr. Harris of Anderson to speak in favor of the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, I know that you have a recommendation on a certain way to vote on this bill, but I want to tell you a quick story real quick. About a 1-month-old little girl that was taken when CPS showed up, and all of her things were gathered and put into a trash bag, and it was soaked in urine, and that's all that she had to take with her. They went to get her little car seat, and when they picked it up, cockroaches came crawling out of the car seat. This happens in most cases when kids are taken by CPS or DFPS. Their things go into a trash bag, and most of the times the clothes that they're given are too dirty to be worn wherever they're taken. Personal belongings are almost non-existent for these kids. And so this bill directs DFPS and CPS to give them a duffel bag to keep their stuff in. It says that these kids can keep that duffel bag. I can tell you in many cases for kids who are in foster care, they're hoarding things like ketchup packets in their room just to have something to call their own. That's how desperate these kids are. And so I urge you to vote in favor of this bill, giving these kids just a little bit of something to call their own, to put their things in. And so with that, please vote with me and support this House bill.
The chair recognizes Mr. Busey to close on the bill. Mr. Patterson, for what purpose?
Will the gentleman yield for questions?
The gentleman yield for questions.
Yes, sir.
He yields.
Are you aware that the Republican caucus had opposed unless amended on this bill?
Yes, I am.
Did you take an amendment?
Yes, I did.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move passage.
The question occurs on passage of engrossment of HB 3765. All in favor say aye. Opposed say nay. The ayes have it. HB 3765 is passed in engrossment.